I just broke up with the schoolgirl. Was entangled by the schoolgirl's mother. Thought she was going to vent her evil anger to her daughter. But I didn't expect her to pull me directly to get a marriage certificate. Stayed with me that night. What shocked me even more, she turned out to be perfect. It turned out that the school flower was just her adopted daughter. Now I am looking at my ex-girlfriend who is a school flower high up. A playful smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. The good daughter is not going to call her father soon. The reason was that my mother forced me to go on a blind date after learning that I had broken up. The location is in a luxury villa. As soon as I walked in the door, I saw it. A beautiful woman in black silk sat on the sofa. The delicate face and the devil's figure. I couldn't help but swallow as I stood still. I think this is my future mother-in-law. In the future, the mother-in-law can look so good. Wouldn't that girl be even better looking? The beautiful woman smiled sweetly at me. It's a southern orange. Come and sit down, I hummed stiffly. Then he sat down not far from the beautiful woman. Then the beautiful woman spoke. 3 dowry conditions that I couldn't refuse. The first condition is a bride price of 5 million, as well as a villa and a supercar. The second condition is that the marriage has been within 5 years. To have a child. The third condition is after marriage. Give me 500,000 pocket money every month. I was so moved that I cried. This future mother-in-law is too good to me. I nodded. I am fine with that. Then since you also agree, let's go get our license now. Isn't it a little too early? I think you still need to be familiar with the relationship first. Although I was about to be knocked unconscious by the pie falling from the sky. But he still kept a shred of sanity. How could such a good thing come to me? Is it to gag my waist? So what? I thought it was good, so I got married. Feelings or something, and then continue. It's good to cultivate it. Say this to beautiful women. I was speechless for a moment. The beautiful woman suddenly diverted the topic again. My daughter seems to be in the same college as you. I don't know if you've seen it. Subsequently, she took out her daughter's picture and handed it to me. I was stunned when I saw it. Isn't this my ex-girlfriend Lu Ruyan? I really didn't expect it. His blind date turned out to be an ex-girlfriend. Suddenly I felt something was wrong. Hurriedly glanced at the message sent by my mother. I had an embarrassed look on my face. Sorry auntie, maybe I am mistaken. My blind date is called Lu Rushui. It's not Lu Ruyan. The beautiful woman couldn't help but smile. That's right, I am Lu Rushui. The room was filled with deathly silence. I looked at the pulse of affection in front of me. Looked at his own willow like snow. The whole person is not good. I broke out in a cold sweat and said, Auntie, don't scare me. I can't afford to be scared. Lu Rushui hid her face and smiled. Who scared you? Is it that incredible? I was stunned and immediately ejected. That aunt. Or, I'd better go back and talk to my mom about it first. This thing. I was unprepared. See my reaction. The corners of Lu Rushui's mouth hooked up a trace of arc. That's what scared you. It seems that Xiaoju, you are not a man. Who said I wasn't manly? I retorted. After all, who would have thought that such a thing would be? I swallowed. Then he said the aunt. I don't have a household registration book yet. Didn't wait for me to finish. Lu Rushui took out 2 household registration books from her bag. You are one and I am one. At this moment, I wanted to cry without tears. Mom, you just sold me. What's wrong, brother Nanju? Don't you like people? Lu Rushui blinked her big eyes. Chu Chu looked at me pitifully. Seeing such willows like snow, I couldn't help but feel short of breath. There is even a nameless fire in the body. Don't look at Lu Rushui, who is 36 years old. But the skin is fair and delicate. The figure is not to mention. And the temperament is also here. He looked like he was 27 or 18 years old. I often breathe a sigh of relief. Forcibly calm yourself down. Auntie, can you tell me about it? What the hell is going on? Lu Rushui smiled slightly. Then the story was told. It turned out that Lu Rushui's grandfather and my grandfather, the marriage contract was made. If there are 2 generations of children on both sides of the opposite sex, and they were married, but my mother's generation, the brothers in front of him were all killed unexpectedly, and left no heirs. So the heir to this covenant came to me. Although I understand what happened, but I am still a little confused. But auntie, with your status, what kind of man are you looking for? Can't find why it's me. I don't believe that a marriage contract can limit you. Lu Rushui smiled. Then he looked at me with a cute face. It's true, just because I really like you. As soon as this remark came out, I was stunned. Lu Rushui continued to speak. When I first met you, you're 14 years old, I am 26 years old. When I first saw you, I am going to like you. Do you know what it feels like to be 10,000 years at a glance? Afterward, I did meet a lot of different people, but none of them are as old as you are 14 years old. My head was full of greetings to myself. When I was 14 years old, I was still a little kid. But he has grown from handsome to real. I know you may not be convinced. Then do you remember that rainy day under the old locust tree? Was mentioned by Lu Rushui. My mouth suddenly opened wide. That big sister that day was you. My mind was flowing. When I was a child, I was away from my parents. There was a time when it was raining heavily. I can't go home, hiding under an old sunflower tree and crying. But I met a man in a long dress. Big sister, that's the first time I've been excited. But because of the long time past, forgot what a big sister looks like. At this time, Lu Rushui stretched out her hand and rubbed my head. The little fool gives you candy. I feel it. This action that has appeared in dreams countless times. This action. This moment. 10,000 years at a glance. I looked at Lu Rushui and my eyes were full of disbelief. I never thought of it. They even had a goodbye day. So are you willing to marry me now? Lu Rushui spoke again. I couldn't help but smile on my face. Yes. Why would you like to? Because there has always been someone in my heart. It was in the middle of the rain. The one who came to his side. Suddenly something came to me. But auntie, don't you finally have a place to be? Lu Rushui was stunned for a moment when she heard this. Then he smiled and said with a smile, do you mean Lu Ruyan? I nodded. Since you said you always liked me, then why didn't I go on? Some are overwhelmed. Lu Rushui smiled slightly. I dropped out of school to work at a very young age. Until I was 18 years old. Met a little girl. I think she's pitiful. And he adopted her. I see. Unexpectedly, Lu Ruyan turned out to be not Lu Rushui's biological daughter. But it's also a matter of thought. Who will have a baby at the age of 14? Untied the mustard in my heart. A smile appeared on his face again. I am sorry auntie. I am just a little bit. Lu Rushui interrupted me. Then he gently touched my head. It's okay, I should have told you. No one wants to have a mustard and getting along. Isn't it looking at such a caring Lu Rushui? I can't help but sigh. It's better to be a sister. At this time, Lu Rushui grabbed my hand. Well, since you don't have any opinions, let's go to the Civil Affairs Bureau. After coming out of the Civil Affairs Bureau, I looked at the red book in my hand. I was so excited, trembling all over. Nantachibana, what's wrong with you? Lu Rushui looked at me with a puzzled expression. Nothing about an aunt. Let's get out. Why do you still call me auntie now? Lu Rushui raised the marriage certificate in her hand dissatisfied. I smiled, directly grabbed Lu Rushui's hand. My wife. Let's go now. See me sew up. Lu Rushui couldn't help laughing. There is a 1.85-meter-old boy full of youthful atmosphere next to him. Who doesn't love that? Brother Nanju. Now let's go buy a villa. Hane Courtyard is an upscale villa area in Donghai City. The cheapest villas here also cost millions. At this time, Li Bijan, the real estate manager of Hane Courtyard, was standing at the door. Wait quietly. When receiving Lu Rushui's order, she didn't dare to stop for a moment and hurried to do it. If this list is true, just the achievements are about to take off. The main thing is, people say, Lu Rushui, the first female president of the East China Sea, is as beautiful as a fairy. If you have to behave well today, get their dependents, or a one-night stand, that's worth it too. Hello Mr. Lu, I am Bai Li, the property sales manager. Everything is arranged according to your expectations. Lu Rushui glanced at Li Bai and came to my side. How's that? That's what my husband bought for you. What do you think? It's okay to break the bank. Ha ha ha, as long as my husband is happy. What do I have to break the bank? The conversation between the two directly made Li Bai stunned in place. She couldn't help but break her defenses a little. Why do they call their husbands and wives commensurate? What's going on? You must know that Lu Rushui. But the characters that countless rich children are pursuing. I really didn't expect it. What Lu Rushui likes is a little milk dog. I really envy this kid. At least you don't have to worry about it for the rest of your life. Come to think of it, Li Bai sighed helplessly. Who makes a good skin for a family? Lu Rushui and I walked into the villa. The furniture inside is fully equipped. Send a circle of friends to commemorate this day, Lu Rushui said, raised his mobile phone and pointed it at the two of them and took a photo. Accompanied by the dispatch of the circle of friends, the entire East China Sea suddenly stirred up a wave of turmoil. In an entertainment club in the East China Sea, a man sits on a couch. His gaze was very cold. What's wrong, Brother Fang? Today is a happy day for everyone. Why don't you speak? The people around him quickly pulled down the person who spoke. Hey, didn't you read today's Tokai Daily? Lu Rushui officially announced something. There was a look of surprise on the man's face. Brother Fang has pursued her for so many years. She actually made an official announcement. Hearing these words, Fang Tianx's fists couldn't help but clench. A punch to the wall. How did Nanju not hear of it before? Damn, a nameless junior. Dare to rob a woman with Lao Su. For Lu Rushui, Shifang Tianshu had already regarded it as a forbidden door. But now a male chrysanthemum has popped up. She wanted to cut it with 1,000 cuts. At this time, it was in the Hane courtyard. I looked at Lu Rushui, who walked forward after posting the circle of friends. Just looking at her back, you can feel the breathtaking. I reached out and wanted to wrap my arms around Lu Rushui's lower back. But Lu Rushui dodged with a flexible move. Why are my children so anxious now? Was pierced by Lu Rushui's careful thoughts. There was an embarrassed look on my face. Neither is it. I just want to hug you. Lu Rushui's face showed a wicked smile. Just want to hug me? What do you want to do after hugging me? I don't want to, I don't want to do anything. I replied with a blushing face. I am so good looking. You don't even want to do anything. Do you think I am not good looking or unworthy of you? Listening to Lu Rushui's tone that seemed to be a little angry, I was completely panicked. No, how could it not be worthy of me? It's just that I am just too nervous. Lu Rushui burst out laughing. Then he reached out and pinched my face. Oops, my little friend was so scared that he cried. I am sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I am going to punish you for a while, though. Can't wash incense with me. After speaking, Lu Rushui walked into the bathroom. Listened to the sound of running water coming from the bathroom. I was so hot and hot. If only it were for a few days. I can't hold back my madness. It's hard to try your hand at traditional crafts. No. I have a wife of my own. Just when I tried to restrain myself. When the mind is restless. Lu Rushui opened the door after taking a shower and walked out. At this time, Lu Rushui was wearing a professional attire. The slender legs are even more dressed in black stockings. Just looking at it makes your nose bleed. I felt a suffocation. I can't even look away. Then Lu Rushui held a slender whip. Come to me, Nanju-san. Why are you blushing? I didn't. I touched my hot face. Gigi said. Lu Rushui bit her lip lightly. There was a charming look on his face. What's wrong, Nanju classmate? Why can't you come to class yet? Before I could react, I was grabbed by Lu Rushui by the collar and brought into the room. After the class, the two of them were sweating profusely on the bed. I am glad to be. Lu Rushui has indeed not experienced the world. Because there is a large trace of blood. Just when I was emotional, Lu Rushui's voice came. Little friend, I will be responsible for you. Then she pulled out a bank card. This card is something I prepared for you a long time ago. The money in it is spent as you like. Look at this card. This moment, I really felt what it means to eat soft rice and hard food. The system is successfully enabled. The host is successfully bound to the soft rice king system. The host obtains assets by eating soft rice. To a certain number, will trigger the system reward. The host's food reward fund was detected. Exceeded 10 million yuan. Reward white skin and beautiful little jinhua ready to wear. Strengthens the body. Ready to wear award became one of the shareholders of HF Group. It turned out to be a system. I felt a thrill in my heart. But what is the broken name of the soft rice king system? Wife, wait a minute. I went to the toilet. Went into the bathroom. I hurriedly took out the reward given by the system. Whitening, beauty, small essence and body strengthening big strips. Is there any buffer time for this? There are no side effects if you drink it together. Host rest assured, the rewards provided by the system are all natural and cruelty-free. Does not cause any damage to the host. I was relieved. He then drank both potions. The next second, I distinctly felt my skin becoming. At the same time, the abdominal muscles in the abdomen changed from 4 to 8. The weight also increased to 140 pounds. I felt empowered. But what exactly is it? You still need to experiment yourself. Hello, kids, aren't you? It's okay, I am not going to laugh at you. This time, outside, Lu Rushui's voice came. The corners of my mouth rose slightly. Let you know now, what is called a real little tiger. Look at me coming out of the bathroom. Lu Rushui was a little stunned. Not sure why. She always felt that I was a little different from what I was now. But I can't really say what it is. My wife. My voice pulled Lu Rushui's thoughts back. Let me serve you well. It's been a long time since class. Lu Rushui buried her head in the quilt. But, this behavior also shows that she intends to admit defeat. Just as I laughed, suddenly a video call popped up. I glanced at the caller. Stunned. Why don't children answer the phone? Lu Rushui turned her head. A look of confusion. I had an embarrassed look on my face. Think about it, or connect the phone. Suddenly, a woman's voice came from the phone. Okay, Nanju, are you not getting bolder? Now I don't even answer my sister's phone. Actually, when I was little, my sister stayed with her parents to do business abroad. My sister and I communicate on the phone on weekdays. There isn't much overlap, but that oppression that comes from the blood. It's still a real deal. Lady, I don't. I've just been busy. Ari clearly didn't believe what I said was wrong. You're not wearing clothes. The room was so dim. Be honest, isn't it doing traditional handicraft work just now? As soon as this remark came out, Lu Rushui, who was sitting on the side, looked at me curiously. That look seems to ask you that you usually like this. I broke out in a cold sweat. Hurriedly shook his head, indicates that there is none. Oh no, is there anyone else around you? Okay, you don't learn well at a young age, don't you? I want to cry without tears. How can this old lady seem to be interrogating a prisoner? I'll tell you, my sister. I am now the captain of our bureau's criminal investigation team. Don't make small gestures in front of me. This time, Lu Rushui smiled and took the phone. Pear, don't scare my little friend. See Willow like snow. There was a look of surprise on the face of the pair. Oops, it turned out to be Sister Rushui. This took my brother down. Is worthy of Sister Rushui. I see that your circle of friends is still thinking, why is this guy so similar to my brother? My brother is so blessed. Found such a good woman as Sister Rushui. Looks at the coldness and ruthlessness of outsiders on weekdays. But at the moment the two of them are talking cheerfully. I looked puzzled. When did the old lady meet? Lu Rushui herself has nothing. Know this moment, I felt like I had fallen into a trap. That's right, my mom and dad don't know about it. Zhang Li asked with a smile. Lu Rushui shook her head. I haven't had time to tell them yet. Then I'll help you out. Sister Rushui starts today. You are officially the daughter-in-law of my Zhang family. Mom and dad will be very happy to find out. That's right, brother and sister. Again, that's the same sentence. But if my brother dares to bully you, I will never let her go. Listen to Zhang Li words. Lu Rushui's heart was very happy. This is a direct confirmation. The status of her daughter-in-law in the Zhang family. Gotta wait, something is wrong. Zhang Li suddenly had a wicked smile on his face. Did you just do something bad? Lu Rushui was stunned for a moment. But think about it, the Baron and her were still sweaty. It's hard not to think about it. The two of them didn't just finish doing something. But Lu Rushui quickly came back to her senses. And laughed at Xiao Li. Your brother is ruthless. I don't know how long I talked about it. The two finally hung up the phone. Lu Rushui turned her head and looked at me with a smile. What's wrong, little friend? Why don't you look happy? I don't know why. It's like she's been hiding it from me. I said helplessly. I feel like I am a marionette. There are a lot of things that you can't understand. But everybody's for your good, isn't it? Lu Rushui came to me. A handful pushed me down on the bed. And so the third enlightenment began. It lasted until the evening. I lay on the bed panting. At this time, the voice of the system came to my head again. Detected that the host family is very happy with your wife. To increase the intimacy between the two of you, hidden rewards are hereby issued. Reward 1. Get the ultimate massage technique. Reward 2. Increase your stake in HF Group. Reward 3. Reward 5 million yuan from the food fund. Seeing that the system gave me 5 million, I couldn't help but pout. You say you're such a big system. How can you pick it more than my wife? But what is the ultimate massage technique? I closed my eyes. Countless massage techniques suddenly appeared in my mind. It turned out that I became a massage master. After that, if my wife comes back tired from work, I was able to give her a massage to relax. I smiled. I didn't expect the system to be very intimate. But what makes me most curious is the shares of Gaoping Group. Why hasn't this Gaoping Group heard of it itself? I took out my phone and started searching for Gaoping Group. It turned out that Gaoping Group was a partnership investment. There are more than 30 shareholders within the group. These shareholders are located all over the country, and each of them is a very powerful being. I pricked my mouth. There was an expression of disbelief on his face. Who would have thought? I became the second largest shareholder of Gaoping Group. When I secretly rebuked myself, Lu Rushui's mobile phone rang. Sleepy-eyed, she answered the phone. Then he sighed helplessly. Well, send me the papers. Just a few words and hung up the phone. This is Lu Rushui's usual attitude at work. Then Lu Rushui got up and walked to the computer to work. Looking at Lu Rushui like this, I understand. No one's success is a one-step success. Except, of course, myself. Take advantage of Lu Rushui's work time. I went straight to the kitchen. Because my parents were not around since I was a child, I learned to do it myself at a very young age. Even after going to college, I also often go to work in restaurants to earn pocket money, just to alleviate the feeling of loneliness. Soon an hour passed. Lu Rushui turned off the computer. There was a look of exhaustion on his face. Long hours at work. It made her neck a little painful. My wife is done with work. Do you have a sore neck? I walked into the room when I heard the voice. Then he said, yes, kids. What are you doing here? Hey, you'll find out in a moment. I laughed. Then he said, "My wife, it'll give you a massage while you're lying on your stomach." "No, I am an old problem." "No way," Lu Rushui said with a smile. "Oh, you just listen to me. Lie down, the child gave you a massage." Ultimately, Lu Rushui still lay on the bed honestly. She didn't care how I could give her a massage. After all, she used to be treated by a high-class masseur, but I can have this idea. She has been very moved. Some people just covet her body and money. There are people, it's the covetousness of the rights that can be obtained by her side. Only that can be done when you are at your most tired. Comfort to you, is the one who really loves you. I gently placed my hand on Lu Rushui's neck, then start pressing slowly. At first, Lu Rushui didn't feel anything. But when the pace of my press began to pick up, a feeling of pleasure spread throughout Lu Rushui's body. She couldn't help but let out a coquettish gasp. This directly made my whole person feel bad. Looks like I need to get some time to exercise. Otherwise, I am afraid that the ammunition will not be supplied. But the good thing, Lu Rushui didn't notice anything wrong. Just enjoying the massage with your eyes closed. I have 1,000 massage techniques in my head, and the body is able to move with it. Arguably, now I am a massage guru. If you go outside and press it, not thousands at a time. Come to think of this, I am starting to think about whether or not I want to open a store. Unconsciously, Lu Rushui actually fell asleep under my massage. I woke up after it got dark. Lu Rushui smelled the smell of rice and walked out of the room. "Kids, you've done it." Lu Rushui was a little surprised. She didn't expect me to have such a good craft. "Of course, ha ha ha, taste it." I smiled and served Lu Rushui a bowl of rice. For Lu Rushui, this home-cooked meal is extraordinarily fragrant, and it seems that her husband knows what she likes to eat. She likes to eat what she makes. Saw Lu Rushui's curiosity. I laughed and said that I had just called my sister. "Know what you like to eat." So attentive. It really moved Lu Rushui's heart. "It's so delicious." "Kid, why are you so good? Does practice make perfect?" I still have a lot of sparkle in me. "Yes," I replied with a smile. In my heart, I thought I could be so powerful. It's not that your mother-in-law doesn't care about me, but I don't dare say that. After all, there may be when. This sentence reached the ears of his mother. After the meal, Lu Rushui sat on the sofa, looking at the man who was busy in the kitchen. I was so happy. Probably before that, Lu Rushui and I were together because of the original feeling. But now, she found that she had really found a treasure. My husband was when Lu Rushui was immersed. I walked up to Lu Rushui, then get down on one knee. "My wife, it's as if I haven't confessed to you yet. Other girls have. You must have it too." I pulled a ring out of my pocket. Then he looked at Lu Rushui affectionately and silently. Lu Rushui was stunned. Her eyes couldn't help but moisten a little. She never thought of it. I will be treated so gently one day. She had thought about it. Maybe I am a good person. But I didn't expect me to be so good. Other girls have. You must have it too. It turned out that she was still a girl in her heart. This ring is not expensive though, but it has a genius to its own origins. After meeting you that day, it'll just use all my pocket money. Bought the ring, thinking about seeing you again one day. I must give this ring to you. Wife, I love you. Thank you very much for showing up. It has made my ordinary life a lot more exciting. I believe that our future will definitely get better and better. This moment, Lu Rushui could no longer stop the tears in her eyes. It's not like she hasn't been confessed. Was even confessed in public in the square. They spoke the words of the vows. Make some unrealistic promises. She's even got used to it. But when she felt my simple words, and the affection that lies within, her heart was touched again and again. At that moment, Lu Rushui threw herself directly into my arms. Weep loudly. After a while, the crying grew louder. "You scoundrel, let me cry like this. I really hate it." I had a happy smile on my face. "Okay wife, don't cry your nose anymore. Otherwise, it'll be distressed." Two people who love each other hug each other tightly in this moment. Heart to heart. Wake up early the next morning. Looked at Lu Rushui beside him. A happy smile appeared on his face. I don't know what happened last night. I only knew that the two of them finally fell asleep tiredly. I walked to the bathroom. Look at yourself in the mirror. Oops, I really didn't expect that. The physical fitness strip is so useful. My figure is so much better now. It seems to be because of this potion. It stimulates cell turnover and metabolism. I can feel it. I can now do 1,000 cups without getting drunk. When I came out of the bathroom, Lu Rushui also woke up. Flipping through your phone, a number was then dialed. Soon, a girl's voice came over the phone. "Mom, how sometimes today, call me from time to time." I recognized it when I heard it. Isn't this the school flower like smoke? It's just that I didn't expect it. The school flower who doesn't smile outside. It's also a kitten in front of her own mother. Like smoke, Mom misses you. Isn't it good to want to hear your voice? Lu Ruyan smiled. Absolutely. Mom, that's right, I am going to do an internship next semester. Can I go inside you? Absolutely. You can even bring some classmates or something. Great, thank you Mom. A smile appeared on Lu Ruyan's face. That's right, Mom, is there something you called me for? In fact, it is like smoke. I am going to tell you something. Lu Rushui is actually thinking about it. When exactly should it be? Tell Lu Ruyan the news. She didn't know if Lu Ruyan would agree. I don't know what Lu Ruyan's idea will be. Mom, you say, there is nothing between us that cannot be said. There was silence for a while. Lu Rushui still said solemnly. Ruyan, what I want to tell you is, Mom is married. Find someone to rely on. Hear this. Lu Ruyan was silent for a few seconds. Lu Rushui was about to continue to speak. Then the next second, a sound of surprise erupted in the phone. Mom was so nice. You finally met someone you can trust with your life. Oh my god, you dead boy. You're going to scare the hell out of me. Lu Rushui said angrily, but there was still some fun. Mom, how did you meet? How long have we been together? I've never seen it before. Lu Ruyan's series of questions made Lu Rushui's face show a helpless expression. Like smoke, my first meeting with her. It all goes back more than 10 years. But we've been separated for a long time. Didn't see each other until yesterday. Then I got the certificate. Hear this. Lu Ruyan was directly surprised. I am going to get married. Mommy, you also play this set of young people. That's amazing. But the words of more than 10 years ago. Mom, is this your classmate? Like smoke. This is also what Mom is most worried about, you not being able to accept. Mom's husband is 12 years younger than Mom. As soon as this remark came out, Lu Ruyan fell silent for a while. It's been a long time. Only then came a scream. Mom of 12 years old. Your husband is only 2 years older than me. You're not kidding me. Of course not. That's why Mom is going to tell you about it. At this time, the student dormitory of Tunghai University was spent. Lu Ruyan, who was sitting on his bed, there was a look of embarrassment on his face. Mom, you won't be deceived. Nowadays, young men are very greedy for money. Unexpectedly, Lu Ruyan's main concern was not age. Instead, I worry about whether I have been deceived. Lu Rushui smiled slightly. Rest assured, like smoke. Mom won't be deceived. Mom is still very accurate in seeing people. For this, Lu Ruyan knows very well. If it weren't for knowing how to use it well, Mom couldn't have sat in her current position. But, she doesn't know if her mother is in love. It was the first time she had heard that her mother was devoted to water. It's just that the impact is too big now. His stepfather is 2 years older than him. How can I call this myself? No, I can't let my mother face it alone. I must help my mother take good care of it. Mom, I am done with this time. I'll go back and see you. By the way, take a look at my stepdad. I'll have to check it for you. If you don't have any ideas. Surely it can't be, but since it's my mother's favorite, that Lu Ruyan must be supported. For yourself. Mom is 36 years old. Not married yet. Now I finally met the person I liked. How can you choose to give up because of yourself? Heard Lu Ruyan's words. Lu Rushui's face showed relief. The smile is so good. Come back soon. During this time, Mom also misses you a little. Mom's children are very good at cooking. Let her show you a hand when the time comes. After hanging up the phone, Lu Ruyan sat on the bed. I can't calm down for a long time. What's wrong with you? I called my aunt. A girl asked curiously. My mom got married. I found a husband. Hearing this, the girl's face showed a look of surprise. Isn't that a good thing? Unexpectedly, my aunt also found a place to rely on. It's just wonderful. Lu Ruyan's roommates have all seen Lu Rushui. They only have admiration for Lu Rushui from beginning to end. Even wants to target Lu Rushui. Catch up. But yes, the man was only 2 years older. 2 years older or something. It's normal for a man to be 2 years older than a woman. It doesn't matter to you. The girl wasn't done yet. Was interrupted by Lu Ruyan. It's 2 years older than me. At that moment, the whole dormitory fell silent. It's been a long time. A girl smiled awkwardly. That's smoke, for example. You're 2 years older. Actually, it's not incomprehensible. Auntie is so good looking. And it doesn't look old at all. Lu Ruyan's face showed bitterness. Yes, but, after thinking about me, I am going to call daddy to someone who's 2 years older than me. I am really something. The girl glanced at Lu Ruyan. There are men. The daughters-in-law they married were younger than their own sons. Besides, you're both the same age. There is a common topic. It won't be too embarrassing either. That's right, Lu Ruyan didn't think it was unacceptable. Forget it, wait until this time is over. I went home and saw what kind of man it was. And at this time in the villa, Lu Rushui, who hung up the phone, showed a smile on her face. Reaction to my daughter. She also expected it, but it doesn't matter. As long as you can accept it, even if it is not accepted. She couldn't give up because of her daughter. That's when I walked in from outside. My wife. Come and eat. Lu Rushui stood up, walked to the restaurant. I saw a dazzling array of breakfast on the table. A look of surprise was revealed. Wow, you did it. Is my little friend very good? I smiled. Hurry up and try it. If you like to eat, he'll just cook for me from now on. Eating the food that his loved one cooked for himself. This moment, a happy smile appeared on Lu Rushui's face. Detected an increase in the sweetness value of the host's lover and the host. Trigger hidden rewards. Rewards the host for their superior fighting skills. Physical fitness reaches the limits of human beings. A new day begins. Now 350 yuan will be distributed to the food reward fund. A voice rang out in my head. Then I could clearly feel it. Your own body is more than just strength. Even the sense of taste and smell has been improved. And what I didn't expect the most was that it was rewarded with a fund of 3.5 million. It seems that this money is still accumulating. The future is promising. What are you thinking, kids? See me in a daze. Lu Rushui asked curiously. Nothing. I was a little distracted just now. Hear the words. Lu Rushui's face showed a snicker. Oops, the kid was thinking about things. Wouldn't it be nice for that sister to give you a gift? What a gift. I had a curious look on my face. Remember what I said. After we got married, will I give you anything? 500,000 pocket money per month. A villa and a car. Yes, so it'll take you to buy a car now. A car is something that all men can't refuse. Hear the engine. The moment the engine started to vibrate, every boy can't hold back the excitement in his heart. When I heard Lu Rushui say that she was going to give me a car, I can't help but get a little excited. Soon the two came to a car dealership. The car dealership covers a very large area. The cars in it cost millions of dollars each. Isn't this Lu Da Beauty? How do you have time to come to me? A woman in a creamy white suit smiled and spoke. Hear the woman's words. Lu Rushui's face also showed a smile. Today I am bringing my little friend over to choose a gift. It's a bride price I gave her. Then Lu Rushui pointed her finger. The woman who got out of the car. After seeing me, there was a phantom smile on his face. Oh, Shenda Beauty turned out to be enlightened. I found a little brother. He is handsome and has a good figure. The little brother is not powerful. Otherwise, you let me use it for a while. Listen to the woman's indecent words. Lu Rushui also glanced at the woman. Nanju, let me introduce it to you. This is Han Qingxue, the owner of this world's car dealership. Qingxue, this is my husband. Nanju is embarrassed. I can't let you use it for a while. Because we've already got the certificate. Said. Lu Rushui also showed off the marriage certificate of the two. See the marriage certificate. Han Qingxue's face showed a look of surprise. Yesterday I heard that you were married. I still don't believe it. I want to ask you today. I didn't expect that, but handsome men and beautiful women are a good match. Heard Han Qingxue's words. Lu Rushui was a little happy in her heart. This feeling of being envied on the outside. I didn't expect it to be so cool. Little brother, I am a good friend of Rushui. You can call me Han Qingxue. Han Qingxue is the owner of this car dealership. At the same time, it is also in charge of most of the car dealerships in the East China Sea. However, she is different from Lu Rushui in one thing. Lu Rushui is self-made, and Han Qingxue is more because of her son inheriting her father's business. Sister Qingxue is good. I smiled at Han Qingxue. This smile made Han Qingxue's heart suddenly bloom. Although the men who pursue her are no less than Lu Rushui. But she swears, it's the most handsome she's seen so far. The most temperamental man, and she's only in her 20s. It's incredible. I noticed that Han Qingxue's gaze was always on me. Lu Rushui said jealously. Hey, isn't there something wrong with your eyes? Han Qingxue, who was exposed, glanced at Lu Rushui. What's the matter? Look at your little friend. It's stingy. Han Qingxue, actually, I didn't want to compete with Lu Rushui at all. She definitely can't do this kind of thing to win people's love. Lu Rushui took my hand. My little friend will always be mine. No one can take it away. Han Qingxue gasped, looked at Lu Rushui with relatively speechless eyes. But I was a little shocked. You Lu is like snow. Such an iceberg beauty turned into a little woman. What kind of magic does this Nan Tangerine have? So what are you doing today? It can't be just to show off to me. Come and buy a car for my little friend. See which one my little friend prefers. After Lu Rushui finished speaking, turned to look at me. Which one do you like, kids? Or whatever you like. Me at this time has been in front of this one by one. The dazzling array of cars attracted. I never expected that. I even had the time to pick a car one day. And it's this kind of luxury car that symbolizes status. See my expression. Han Qingshui and Lu Rushui both smiled. It's still boys after all. How could it be to such a thing as a car? I don't feel anything. Then I'll introduce it to you myself. Han Qingshui took the two of them to a sports car. This is the latest Ferrari. Limited edition worldwide. Even I have one here. Look at the Ferrari in front of you. I had a look of surprise on my face. I reached out and touched it. This feels like an expensive sports car. The landing price of this car is 8 million. For the sake of the face of an acquaintance, I can collect 7.9 million from you. That's 100,000 yuan. Shall I send you that 100,000 yuan? The willow is as white as snow, with clear snow liquid. Then he looked at me. Do you like this? I like it, I like it. I'd like to see the next one though. That's what I really think. After all, you may meet a better one later. Subsequently, Han Qingshui came to another sports car again. Bugatti 9 million. It is the same as the Prince of Dubai. What do you guys think of this? It's not bad, it's not bad. Let me see the next one. So the three of them looked at more than a dozen cars together. After looking around, I am really dazzled by this kind of limousine. Anyway, my cars here are all good looking. Han Qingshui looked at me triumphantly. It's like showing off. I nodded. Then he solemnly said that it looks good, it looks good. But it's not the best looking. Have you ever seen the best looking one? What is the best to see? Han Qingshui's face showed a look of doubt. Look at me curiously. The next second, I grabbed Lu Rushui's hand. Then he looked at her affectionately. The best looking is of course my wife's best looking. 4. An emoji suddenly appeared in Han Qingshui's mind. Kill them all. Lu Rushui on the side was also stunned when she heard this. Then a shy look appeared on his face. Although it has reached this age. But it's also a bit shy to be praised like this. You too, don't show affection in front of me, okay? Han Qingshui glanced at the two of them. Then he said that I have so many cars. Have you ever caught your eye? Speaking of which, I scratched my head in embarrassment. In fact, it can't be said that there are no eyes. The cars are all good. But I can't choose which one is best. Hear me, Han Qingshui and Lu Rushui smiled. Come to think of it, a person who has never touched a car, suddenly exposed to so many expensive vehicles. How could it be so easy to choose? That being the case, Lu Rushui's face showed a thoughtful look. Then he looked at Han Qingshui. The best car you have here. I am going to have one. This sentence made Han Qingshui's head full of black lines. Looked at Lu Rushui with a puzzled expression. Sister, have you ever thought about it? I am here for the highest level of sports cars combined. That's going to be 300 million. There's nothing wrong with you. Lu Rushui nodded. Yes, as long as my little friend likes it. I am going to do it. 300 million is just a drop in the bucket for her. Lu Rushui's words touched my heart very much. I almost burst into tears. If you can, I want to be with Lu Rushui for the rest of my life. White heads do not separate. However, in the face of Lu Rushui's request, Han Qingshui didn't handle it for her immediately. Rushui, you are not an impulsive person. I am not a person who can easily be confused. I know what you're going to say. You can rest assured that I know what I am doing. Lu Rushui waved her hand. Then he grabbed me. You think I am being fooled by the South Bureau. But I did it all voluntarily. Then you tell me first. How long have you known each other? Why haven't I heard you mention it before? The first time we met, it was 10 years ago. But if you know it specifically, it's actually yesterday. As soon as this remark came out, Han Qingshui's face was full of shock. It's not Lu Rushui. You're not joking with me. You just got your certificate after knowing each other for a day. She had always thought that the two were secretly in love. It's just that secrecy is well done. But now look at it. It doesn't seem to be the case. So I said, it's all well thought out. Lu Rushui looked at Han Qingshui lightly. She knew that Han Qingshui was kind enough to do all this. But she didn't. This kindness is needed. There is no obligation on their own. Go and explain it to everyone. The reason why I am with the South Bureau. No, I can't say yes. I can't let you just do it for nothing. Han Qingshui clenched her fists. Although she believes in Lu Rushui. But don't believe me. I don't need your permission to buy something. Lu Rushui pointed to the car in front of her. What I want, Lu Rushui. Is there anything you can't buy? You really are. Han Qingshui glared at Lu Rushui. Lu Rushui was not to be outdone, looking at Han Qingshui. The two just looked at each other. No one will let anyone. I am on the side. Looking at the two of them on the tip of the needle. Miss Han, I know all you're thinking about is for the sake of snow. I also know you don't believe me right now. One is because I am too young. The second is because of the fear that Rushui will be coaxed. You think it's okay to play, but spending so much money doesn't work. Then I want to ask you what you think about feelings. Some people get the certificate at the speed of light after falling in love at first sight. A lifetime of harmony and beauty. Some people have been in love for more than 10 years. As a result, they divorced after a year of marriage. Time does not prove love. It's also normal that you don't trust me. But I don't need your trust either. All you need is Rushway to trust me. I am still young. The possibilities are endless. I will get better step by step. Just need Snow by my side. Just look at me quietly. Han Qingshe's mind gradually wavered. But she's not the kind of little girl who hasn't seen the world. Will be coaxed by a sentence or two. She sneered and said it nicely. You're all right now. Just when Han Qingshe was about to continue, suddenly, a call came to Han Qingshe's mobile phone. Ask Dad what's wrong. What to hear inside. Han Qingshe's face showed a look of surprise. Then she turned to look at my dad. Are you sure you're right? After double confirmation, Han Qingshe hung up the phone. And then without saying a word. What's the matter? Looking at Han Qingshe so abnormal, Lu Rushway asked. Han Qingshe didn't speak. Instead, reach out. What are you doing? Lu Rushway wondered. Aren't you going to buy a car? Shall I not give you a credit card? When the bank card is received in the hand, Han Qingshe glanced at Lu Rushway. You silly girl. Forget it, I don't care about you. After swiping the card, Han Qingshe turned around and left. Lu Rushway looked at her leaving figure with some doubts. Just now, Han Qingshe answered a phone call. Then the attitude softened. I didn't know what was going on. But then I suddenly remembered the mention of the system. Congratulations to the host. Through the sponsorship of your lover, you got 13 luxury cars. They are the Rolls-Royce Phantom Red Flag S9. Gain special skills. Proficient in driving skills and simple medical skills. Successive chimes rang in my head. There was a look of joy on my face. Needless to say, driving skills are not too much. It should be the control of the vehicle. And this medical skill, I am curious. How simple would it be to be a simple medical technique? Lu Rushway looked at the smile on my face. I thought I was happy because I bought a car. She was also very happy in her heart. Favorite husband? Lu Rushway asked. If you like it, how can you not like it? My wife. You've been so good to me. Lu Rushway smiled slightly. Stupid kids. How could I be bad to you? If I treat you badly, no one can be nice to you. I smiled, hugged Lu Rushway directly. Thank you, wife. Han Qingshe who returned to the office. I made a phone call in a hurry. Dad, what did you just say? This Nan Tangerine is the largest shareholder of Gaoping Group. How can it be? When I received a call from my father, she thought she was. His father was sure. This made her very confused. The latest news. The largest shareholder of Gaoping Group is this Nantong. Once again, the news is confirmed. Han Qingshe's face showed a surprised expression. No, she's so young. Why suddenly? Han Qingshe seemed to have thought of something. Dad, is this Nantang a member of the Jingcheng Zhang family? That's not right. The Zhang family didn't call it the Southern Bureau. There was a pause on the other side of the phone for a few seconds. Then he said, I don't know exactly, but I have to remind you. You have to have a good relationship with this person. Han Qingshe after hanging up the phone. There was a thoughtful look on his face. I thought Lu Rushway had met a little milk dog, but I didn't expect it. There is such a wolf behind this little milk dog.